are. So hello everyone, it is me, Demetra K, and I'm sitting here with Donovan. His heart don't pump no Kool-Aid Sadiq. For those of you guys on Facebook, you will not be able to see him unless I swivel this camera to him every once in a while. He's like, I'm cool right now. I'm just chilling in the cut. Don't
it's cold in here.
It's
cold.
How are you cold?
I mean, it's not hot.
Highly. So anyway, I'm sitting here with Donovan. Hello to you guys on all of the podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Podbeam, and did I miss anything else? And of course, to the lovely people on YouTube who will eventually see this in all of its glory. Also, I'd like to say a big, huge thank you to Donovan and Marcus, and to those on Facebook who join us here every week to have a discussion, whatever that discussion is. And so we'll go ahead and get started, shall we? All right, so the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all the things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people. Because we're dope, we can be doper, if you will. All right, and so it is my job, I feel, to use my skills to help usher in the conversation of how do we go about doing that. And so, as you guys can see, the topic is he gonna be all right? I know that that's not grammatically correct, but he gonna be all right. And so everybody might be wondering, well, who is he? Well, I don't want to keep you in suspense any longer. The he is Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And of course, I kind of wanted to be incognito a little bit because of what I'm about to tell you has been going on. With Facebook and Instagram and all those things. And so without belaboring the point, I will get right into it. And I promise you, I will get to every last one of you guys' comments. All right. And so as we learned on this past Thursday, Facebook and Instagram, owned by Mark Zuckerberg, he at least is the founder. It's now a publicly traded company, but he still is the founder, okay? He's calling the shots. Banned several very influential people who it deemed to be very hateful and dangerous, specifically in regards to their posts, speeches, and rhetoric from here, there, and everywhere, right? Now, one of those people that were banned was the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the leader of the Nation of Islam, okay? Now, another person that was banned is Alex Jones of InfoWars and a whole host of other people.
Was Donald Trump banned?
No, Donald Trump is still alive and well on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So,
seems like he's doing his due diligence.
Yeah, I guess his stuff is not really considered hateful, right? It's okay,
yeah.
I guess. I don't know. But, a lot of people have asked that how come he is still on social media. And so I'm one of those people, as I said, were Alex Jones of InfoWars. He's considered to be very right-wing and extreme and all those other
conspiracy theorists.
And some other guy, I can't remember how to pronounce his name, Milo,
I know you're talking about.
He's a part of the Trump administration, and a few other people that they kind of just threw in there. But the guy, what you call the big fish, being Farrakhan. Okay. Now, Farrakhan has constantly been labeled as anti-Semitic, which is one as being hostile or adverse to Jews. And so you guys, please bear with me here on the not podcast, but Facebook. Sometimes it just takes a minute for the Wi-Fi to warm up, but we are going to be rocking and rolling, I promise. Okay, so here's what Facebook's policy says in a nutshell, okay? Now, it says, we do not allow hate speech on Facebook because it creates an environment of intimidation and exclusion, and in some cases may promote real-world violence, okay? We define hate speech as a direct attack on people based on what we call protected characteristics, race, ethnicity, national origin, religion, affiliation, sexual orientation, caste, gender, sex, gender identity, and serious diseases or disability. They have covered everything, okay? We also provide some protections for immigrant status. We define attack as violent or dehumanizing speech, statements of inferiority, or cause for exclusion or segregation. And that was just some of it. They went through listing a whole bunch of examples, like calling people stupid and obviously racial names and things like that. Those things would not be allowed. Okay. So, in my opinion, is Farrakhan anti-Semitic? I say no, he is not. And you told me before I got on, you said, Tina, don't forget to put your microphone on.
But it's a good thing you talk loud. So it's
okay. If I talk too loud, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get the point across. Okay, so in my opinion, I don't think Farrakhan is anti-Semitic. But on this platform that I am speaking to you from right now, they say it is they being Facebook, right? Mark Zuckerberg and the powers that be. In Facebook's house, we have to abide by their rules as long as we are on here. It's really that simple, right? But don't ever get it twisted. Facebook or Instagram did not make Farrakhan, and they will not break him, okay? These are just some of the things that Farrakhan did without the help of Instagram or Facebook, right? Number one, he founded and started The Final Call in 1975, an international publication that was an extension of Muhammad Speaks newspapers. And so he's taking that thing globally, that thing being The Final Call, right? Now, again, this all happened before Facebook. Okay, in 1995, he gathered over 1 million black men in Washington, D.C. for the Holy Day of Atonement in regards to reconciliation and responsibility. Again, 1995, the internet wasn't really popping like that, and Facebook wasn't around till, 2008, 7 or so, whenever, I think it was 2007 when Facebook came into existence. So almost 10 years before that, Farrakhan managed to assemble over a million people in Washington. And
I was there.
And Donovan was there. So, he didn't need anything like Facebook to make him successful in the endeavors that he has done. In 2000, Farrakhan returned to Washington for the Million Family March, where he renewed wedding vows and married couples and had people recommit to the black family, right? Among other things. Now, and number 4, from that Million March platform, he managed to encourage 1.7 million black men to vote in the 1996 election, okay? Way before Facebook. Number 5, under Farrakhan's leadership, there are over 120 mosques all over the U.S., Europe, the Caribbean, and in Africa, okay? Now, Google said there are about 50,000 members worldwide, but I think there's probably more than that. And there are about 75 Muhammad universities that are operating around the world. So Muhammad universities are schools that go from, I think it's pre-K to 12th grade, okay? Now, 6, last but not least, NOI.org is a website that offers a whole host of services to its members and visitors. Things like books, news, webcasts, which is the original live, okay? I mean, it just is. The webcast, you can go to the NOI.org and get all the stuff that you got for on the Nation of Islam and Farrakhan on their very own website. Because I've heard a lot of people say, or I've read, oh, well, they should have their own platform. Why are they depending on the white man? It's like, you're just so uninformed. It's not even funny. The Nation of Islam has had their own thing for a very long time. And even before The Final Call, they had the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, in which my father in 1965 was the number 2 newspaper salesman in the nation with the Nation of Islam. And he actually got to sit or stand on the platform with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And Farrakhan was on that as well. I have the picture. So the point that I'm making is they have been circulating news before this internet thing, right? Okay, and so Farrakhan will be all right. Okay, so I don't think we need to really get in, as some people say, our feelings or feel upset about it, because Facebook was just another outlet to get the message across. And admittedly, Farrakhan did have over 1 million followers on Facebook. So does that hurt some? Yes. But if people are truly following the teachings of Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, they can go to the NOI.org. You'll see brothers everywhere selling the newspapers, The Final Call, and this, that, and the other. So if we are truly seeking that knowledge, indeed, I will concede the point that we should not be depending on the man, if you will, to help us do that. And so they also have a streaming service, NFA, I think it is, studios where you can get a whole host of black content, different speakers, whole bunch of stuff.
But, people also got to realize that the internet is based on a military system. It was invented by the military. Now, people say, well, you have your own stuff. The infrastructure of that system is controlled by the white man, so you have to have that. It's just something it's like riding on the road, right?
But see, and this is the thing too, and I'm going to get to everyone last year's comments. Yeah. Like, how did we get news and stuff before that? And I think that it's really should be an admonishment to us is that we're so dependent on something like Facebook. Like I've seen hoaxes and stuff going around saying, oh my gosh, Facebook is going to be charging. They're going to charge you to be a member. And people's like, well, I'm getting off. And it's like, no, you ain't. If they came up and said you got to pay $20 a month, people would pay that. So it's sad that we're so dependent upon that. But like I said, the good news is Farrakhan is going to be all right. And they do have their own outlets if we're truly interested in seeking the information. And so, you have anything to add? I'll get to you guys' comments.
Again, you got to have a foundation of that foundation. That foundation is white man based. That's just how it is.
Correct. And so, in closing, I would like to say this. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, it should also be said that the biggest threat to what Farrakhan has been trying to do for over 60 years is not just white supremacy. Okay, it is some of the black people he has actually tried to help. An entity like Facebook has given agent-like black people a platform to spread misinformation, confusion, division, and lies about the minister and the Nation of Islam. And the crazy part about no-tep Negroes, yes, I said it, no-tep Negroes, the opposite of Hotep, like that, is that they offer no solution to what they're doing. They're not saying, hey, Farrakhan sucks, Farrakhan hasn't did anything, but here is what I have. In fact, because Farrakhan sucks, I'm not my words, I'm just saying, I'm paraphrasing what people are saying. I have a school, I have this blueprint, I have a farm, I have all these things going on in contradiction to what Farrakhan is doing. All they're doing is getting on, like especially since Thursday, this news broke that, Farrakhan and a whole bunch of people would be banned from Facebook. I've seen so many dead Negroes they're celebrating the fact that he's been put off of Facebook. Like, oh, well, how come they don't have their own stuff? And, why they dependent on, it's just like, you just couldn't wait to just have something to say. And so, okay, as I said, that was the crazy part. And in the words of the late, great Marcus Messiah Garvey, when he was trying to take black people back to Africa in the early 1900s, okay, he said, there are some Negroes that are no good here, and they will no doubt be any good over there, so we need to leave them behind. And so with that being said, let's stop focusing on negativity, in the words of Brother Nuri Muhammad, and let's start focusing on how we can actually help the minister do all the things that he has been doing and things that he's been trying to do. And so I'll get to you guys' comments right now. And hello to everybody that's on here. Kay says, hey, D, love your hair. Thank you. I did it myself, girl. And Asada says, oh, man, I've been waiting on this all week. Because at first I was like, well, what do I say? Because I've even had people say to me, you better take your profile picture down. Because most of you guys can see my profile picture is that of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I was like, well, in homage to him.
Right, but why did you need to take it down?
Well, because, this is what they said to me. I'm just telling what they said. You don't want Mark to get mad, or, Facebook might see your picture and they'll ban your page. That kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, it hasn't gotten to that point to where we need to be afraid. Like, I envision something like Facebook being crack. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh my gosh, I can't be without it. What am I going to do? Well, we figure it out, but we can't be afraid to speak the truth. And a lot of people are arguing, is this, I guess, against the Freedom of Speech Act? And, even Trump has said it is against freedom of speech, although he wasn't defending Farrakhan, he was defending Alex Jones and different people like that. But if it's a private company, per se, because I know it's publicly traded, and shareholders have some,
we have some
say so, but they don't have that much say so. I mean, it's their entity. They can do and say what they want to say, right? And then Al says, DK, the modern day Thelma on Good Times, when she got her hair braided when she
eBay. That's right.
Y'all wildin'. And then let's see. Thank you, Asada. Says, love the hair. Let's see who else. No more comments that I see here. I see all these people watching. Cool. So anyway, I don't see any more comments. But the good news is this, while I'm waiting for some of you guys' comments, there are a lot of black social media sites. We have stuff like Black Planet that's up and running. It came back into prominence.
It came back?
Yeah, okay. Solange was releasing her, Solange being Beyonce's sister. I hate to liken her to Beyonce's sister, but that's how most of us know her.
Yeah.
But she is a very dope artist in and of herself. But she was releasing her video, not her video, her album, and she was doing it on Black Planet. And I thought, well, that's pretty awesome because she could have done it anywhere, but she thought to do it on Black Planet. So a lot of people got back on Black Planet. And some people even argue that Black Planet is the original Facebook, because that's where Black people went to meet and, you know, a whole host of things. And so I got back on there a couple months back. It's still kind of struggling, kind of, you know, trying to figure things out. But nevertheless, it's a place that we can go and be Black. There's also another one called Blag Enough, BLAGG. Okay, Blag, BLAGGENE. I'm jacking it up, but it's called Blag Enough, okay? Blagenough.com. You guys can put it in Google to come up. That's actually founded by Dr. Boyce Watkins, because he often talks about how he was sick and tired of being kicked off of Facebook for just simply
going to jail.
Yeah, being suspended for 30 days. He said something really. He quoted something once, and he got a suspension for 30 days off of Facebook, and so he's constantly being suspended or whatever the case is. From Facebook, going to Facebook jail, as a lot of people are saying. So he just said, I just decided to start my own thing so I don't have to worry about being beholden to an entity that won't let me be myself or be Black. So that's how he came up with Blag Enough. It's BLAGGENUFF. And he's trying to find a different name to shorten it so people will remember the name, because it is kind of awkward. But he said he just wanted to get it started. And so what else is out there? A friend of mine named Joey, he has one called Our Time Now. So spell HOURTIMENOW.com. Our Time Now. It's a site that's been running for a while, he says. Not only can you go on there and do social media things, but it's a place where we can practice group economics and a whole host of things. And so I can't think of any other things offhand. And as I said, I mean, NOI doesn't necessarily have a social media type entity, but if you want information like books and the webcast, they do it every Sunday when they have their meetings. With Farrakhan Savior's Day, or whenever he speaks, they stream it live. So there's a whole bunch of options that we have. We just have to want to do it. And admittedly, a lot of us have a lot of friends on Facebook, you know, and so, you know, it's like, gosh, I can't see leaving and, you know, going somewhere else and starting over. We're all kind of used to the Facebook format, but at some point in time, we are going to have to, it's like, you know, a lot of times we say we're going to have to separate. And a lot of us don't want to separate. So we think about something like separation, right? And I'm just talking until I see some of your comments. But we think about something like separation, because we hear a lot of times we need to separate, or separation, or death, this, that, and the other.
Sorry.
But it's okay. But if we think about it, it's like we can't even separate from something like Facebook. So how are we going to separate like physically and go like do our own thing, go live in our own communities and build like we used to do? How are we going to do that if we can't even just unplug from social media? And I often like the saying that says the revolution will not be fought on Facebook. But that's unfortunately where the revolution has gone. It's gone to Facebook. You know, you see a lot of people arguing and fighting and just doing a whole bunch of stuff, and you know, just giving all the plans away. Well, Donovan, who is struggling with his his camera thing, that's why you see some shaking. He's been in the military for 24 years. I mean, he will tell you, and some of you guys have been in the military, that you don't, when you're doing a strategy, you don't say it all out in the open for the enemy to hear. You kind of keep it on the low. You have little secret meetings and this, that, and the other. But a lot of us get on Facebook and we just talk about everything. And I'm not even talking about personally, but what we're going to do to save ourselves. Some of that needs to be kind of, you know, face to face. We need to meet. And I am friends with a few people who actually do that. They do meet face to face. I mean, in fact, they invite me out quite a bit. I just haven't had a chance to go.
Yeah, I think I'm getting closer to the area. So
you stupid, right? Soon. No, not even talking about he gonna be an agent. We're gonna have to kill Donovan. Okay, I'm just kidding. Don't report me. I was joking. But so Anyway, so there's other platforms that we can visit if we're really serious. Otherwise, we're just complaining. But, as I started out saying, the minister's going to be all right. He doesn't need Facebook to help get the message out. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need Instagram to help get the message out. Those things are helpful. He had over 1 million people following and getting the messages. But the great thing is there's a hashtag going around that says, "We are Farrakhan," which simply means that we're able to keep disseminating the message. So what? Farrakhan is off of Facebook. We stopped talking about his teachings and the things that he was doing and is doing to help black people. Do we just go away? What do? We keep talking about it because, that's just like you think about somebody like a Marcus Garvey. So once he's gone, do we stop talking about his teachings? Do we stop trying to do the things that he's doing, even though it's been almost 100 years that he's been trying? He originally he being Marcus Garvey, tried to unify black people with the whole group economics thing and eventually leaving to go to Africa. We're still trying to do those things. But, as I said, we have somebody like Farrakhan is doing those things. And a lot of times, a lot of people will get on Facebook to demonize him and to laugh and to, like some fool. I won't mention his name. He's, pretty pissed off with me. I'll just say that is because he's been getting on Facebook, just making all these posts about, I won't say the stuff he's saying. It's just ignorance for lack of better words. And when people get on there to debunk what he's saying, then he gets mad. But it's like, I would have more respect for you if you just get on here and say you don't like Farrakhan. But don't lie. Mm-hmm. Don't make stuff up. Because it's like, even with a simple Google search, you can see that you're lying. You're just making up stuff. Just come on here and say, ha, 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 I'm glad he's banned. Look, I don't like him. Just be honest. And these are the same people who are doing it, or so they claim they're doing it in the name of black unity. Farrakhan has been in this thing of black unity and trying to help black people for most of his life, over 60 years.
Now, I'm going to say this, and you probably will disagree with me real quick.
Watch out.
But I want to make sure that people understand. Louis Farrakhan is not perfect. He's admitted certain mistakes. The climate that helped get Malcolm killed, because you're going to have all people are going to say, well, he helped kill Malcolm X. He admitted that, yes, the climate that was in, he was part of that climate. But he's not a perfect man, so don't sit here and think that, because he's Louis Farrakhan, that he's supposed to be perfect.
Right. Well, I want somebody to point me into the direction of somebody who is perfect. That's what you call getting high on your own supply.
Got it.
But so there's not too many people who are perfect, and as I said, I personally don't want my leader to be perfect, if you will. I want them to have some life experiences, some things they can say, I've done this and now I don't do it anymore. And like I always tell people who try to hold certain leaders to a certain standard, well, what if we applied those same things to our beloved Malcolm X? Look where Malcolm X started off at. He wasn't perfect at all. He found the Nation of Islam and Elijah Muhammad in prison after doing was being sentenced to 10 years for robbing and drugging. He wasn't. And some people will say a good dude, but he refined himself and became someone that we can look up to. And even years and years, or over 50 years after his death, people still remember and talk about the teachings of Malcolm X. But again, that wasn't a perfect guy either.
Right. So let me ask you this. If a leader had previously raped somebody, would that be okay to forgive and move on?
Well, I think right now, for you to, it's something not to laugh. Somebody to rape somebody.
Is that a forgivable thing to just forget about it and move on?
I would say no.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, not saying that you haven't changed, but that's something that's always going to get in the way of what you're trying to do.
Gotcha.
Now, unfortunately, those things have not, been done by, the people that we are talking about. And I'm just, going on my page to make sure that I'm not missing any comments because, I see 20 comments and I don't see, sorry. Yeah, I was like, I know, for whatever reason, I don't see any comments on here, but I see you guys' comments and I'm going to read them. So, The last one I saw was, and I'm sorry, you guys, for whatever reason, my comments aren't coming up here, but I see them on my other phone. So, Secret Garden, your comment was the last one that I saw on here, and it says, Facebook banning the minister is a political theater being a war tool. More street cred for the minister, brownie points for Facebook in the Caucasian community. And then Al says, 5 men, I don't ever joke about Papa, that's his grandfather, brother minister, Sir Sean Connery, and Sir Roger Moore, and the greatest singer of all time, Joe. Okay.
Joe,
and then you also say, since the minister was under the teachings of Malcolm, was his character portrayed in the movie? Not that I can remember.
No, I remember movies are, they're not.
Yeah, I don't remember Malcolm Farrakhan being talked about in Malcolm X by Spike Lee.
Yeah, he wasn't in the movie at all.
Because there was some issues and drama there as well, okay? And then let's see here. Asada says, Brother Baines played Farrakhan. Really? Okay. See, I don't remember. I didn't remember that, so thank you for that.
Brother Baines
in the movie X.
He played Farrakhan?
That's what she says.
Brother Baines.
Yeah.
Oh, the character of Brother Baines was Farrakhan. That's what he's saying.
I guess I have to go back and check, but I don't know.
Because why would he be Brother Baines if he's not Farrakhan himself?
Okay, and then so Al says, I'm still so impressed that there is a flurry of people who call the minister dad. Oh, because I was telling Al that there's a lot of people who refer to the minister as father, my father. Mm-hmm. And so he didn't know that. He was like, really? I said, yeah, a lot of people refer to him as his father because he has taught them so many things and delivered so many black people from where they were. And a lot of people, didn't really have a dad or a dad to teach them no things. So yeah, a lot of people refer to the minister as their father. Okay. And let's see. And hey, Jerry says, rocking that hair, sister. Thank you. And Ben says, them banning Farrakhan means nothing. I say we go on YouTube and find every video of him speaking and flood Facebook. They can't ban everybody. And I'm glad you said that. And again, I'm going to read my comments from here because I don't know what's going on with my phone here. But I'm glad you said that because Snoop actually said that. Snoop was pissed off. Well, because he follows the minister. And he says, basically, F Facebook and Instagram ban me too. He says, the same thing with Ben said, go to YouTube and whatever, get all the videos and flood them. He said, because he can't ban us all. So with that being said, we are Farrakhan. You know what I mean? If you've ever learned anything from Farrakhan, and then because somebody else said to me too, oh, well, you got to be careful because it's not worth the effort because you might get banned for posting the stuff of Farrakhan. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not going to sell out to something like Facebook and forsake the minister. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like at some point in time, we have to stop being afraid of what they will do to us. So what if they, I will miss you guys. And I'll figure out a way, I still have a YouTube channel, stuff like that. I'll try to figure out a way to keep communicating with you, but I'm going to be all right too. Like I'm going to go back to reading more books and, doing the stuff that I'm already doing. And so we got to start standing for something. And that's partially why they do those things to us because they know we're going to get mad. Let's say Tuesday. By Tuesday, we're not even going to talk about this anymore. We're going to go on to our lives until something else happens to somebody black in our community. And then it'll just be like, okay, what's for lunch?
Right.
So right now, we're still kind of mad about it, but they know they can do this thing to us. They know, I'm not sure how many black people are actually on Facebook. I'd imagine it's quite a bit since statistically speaking, black people spend a lot of time doing leisure things. Well, and one of them is, I think they said actually there's more black people, if I'm not mistaken, on Instagram, but we spend a lot of time on social media.
Well, actually, not black people, black women. Like I said last week, black women like to be mentally masturbated, and that's their outlet to do that.
Well, yeah, but in general, black people spend too much time on leisure stuff.
Right.
And just in general, okay? So we need to start getting more boots on the ground anyway. Yeah, it's cool. We've all met a lot of people on Facebook and stuff. I'm not saying it's not important, which that was really the original concept of Facebook, to connect people with friends and family, you know? And obviously, it's turned into so much more. But, I mean, we need to start getting more boots on the ground anyway, right? And then Al says, who would be the best to play the minister in a movie?
What do you mean? Like, let's see.
An actor.
Farrakhan right now, I would say it'd be the guy from Amen. He'd be good. Clifton Powell.
Clifton Powell, yeah, because Farrakhan is up there. I think he's 85 or so. And then Ben says, so they're not going to ban the cheese doodle in chief who said more hateful things than him. Well, yeah, I mean, but this, again, y'all, this is the white man's world. Mm-hmm. This is white world right now. It's in the United States. And it belongs to white people. Mm-hmm. Right? And so there's not a lot. Of course, they're not going to ban Trump. For one, he's the president. He should be banned, but they're not going to do that,
Just like they're not going to impeach him.
Right, they're not going to impeach him. And you know why? Partially why I don't think they'll do it is because they know that white people, especially his supporters, will turn up. They know it will be some real consequences. Ain't going to be no marching and oh my gosh, well they probably really going to do something.
But let that have been Obama. He would ask would have been impeached within the first accusation.
Okay. And then Charles says, "Wow, D, you look amazing, soul glow." Yeah, Minister Farrakhan. Mother Effing Racist book. Farrakhan will always be shared on my Facebook page, mine as well. I mean, and and thank you for the compliment too. Per Facebook policies, we can talk about Farrakhan. Mm-hmm. We could talk about him and post things. They just don't want people building pages, I guess, about Farrakhan, if you will. Because when I understand, those pages were taken down too. I haven't really looked, but so we could talk about Farrakhan and things like that. They just don't want people building pages about Farrakhan. Mm-hmm. All right. And then so Al says, is Donovan agreeing that we talked about concerning black? Is Donovan agreeing what we talked about concerning black women? Growl. He's so silly. Talking about we be having attitudes.
Yes.
We're not going to go there today.
Okay, not today.
This show is about you guys, okay? We're going to talk about black men. And so I'm going to continue to get to you guys' comments in regards to Farrakhan, but I didn't really want to spend a lot of time talking about it because at the end of the day, it's Facebook's house, it's Facebook's rules, it is what it is, they can do what they want,
right.
But...
And as a part owner, I'm willing. Profit over everything. Profit, 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 profit.
You want to get stabbed? Just keep doodling on your paper.
Keep doing my paper.
And so there's nothing we can do about it, but what we can do is go to the things that are already set up for black people.
Try to get your own shit.
Yeah, and let's not ever forget that black people make things poppin', okay? Without Facebook, without black people, Facebook would just be bland.
It would.
Like a mayonnaise sandwich.
Facebook would be like MySpace. Just kind of.
Yeah, it would just be bland. Black people make it hot, And I think they haven't banned because they took Farrakhan's official, whatever it is, symbol certification off of Twitter. But I don't think they'll actually ban him because Black Twitter is real. Mm-hmm. Black Twitter plays no games. And so there's we'll go as far as take his official certification, but we are not going to get rid of the minister on Twitter, as my dad would say, tweeter. Mm-hmm. Right. And so let's see here. And Al, you also say DK show number one rule: if anyone says anything bad about the minister, your ass will be deleted expeditiously. Well, unfortunately, yes, partially is that is true. If you go too far, yes, I will delete people. I've deleted a few people within the last week because it's just
you just added me.
I had to add you back because you learned your lesson.
Yeah, I did.
Yes,
I did.
But no, I actually have deleted people because I'm not against people saying what they want, but when you're just outright malicious and lying and
it's not fact-based.
Yeah, fact-based. You're just stupid. Like, I can't do stupid people, and I don't like to, and I'm not talking about you this time.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
And I don't like really calling people stupid, but I think at some point in time, that's Donovan, he was drawing. Who is that supposed to be?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. Oh, I didn't know you could draw.
Oh my gosh. I can draw, got money, look good.
He's single, ladies.
I can fix a house,
He's
fix airplanes.
Y'all need a woman? I mean, a man. If you need a man, Donovan is here. Inbox me for details. The highest bidder. I'm giving them to the highest bidder. I'll give you my Cash App and my PayPal. For those of you guys who are interested, this is an auction for Donovan Sadiq.
Yes,
okay?
Yeah.
Right. All right. And so, let's see here. Ooh, some comments. And Daryl, what's happening? He says, again, they are at it again. The people in power want to control our narrative on issues that affect us. And let's see. Gina, you says, loving the hair, girl. Thank you. And Arson says, yeah, I heard about Snoop being mad. He went to the last march he made and stuff. I just believe at some point somebody, he got in parentheses, black models, gonna have to promote one platform for us to gradually... gradually get on. I mean, I know there already are several, as you mentioned, but just like there's Facebook and a few others here and there, we need a main one of our own. So why doesn't Snoop invest in one or something? I don't know. Just thinking out loud. Mm-hmm. Speaking of something out loud, your hair is wild. Thank you. You know what, you guys, I did this myself. I just honestly got tired of combing it. And so I said, let me go ahead and put some braids. You know,
I hear a lot of black women say they get tired of combing. That's why a lot of them say they get weaves. They get tired of having to get up.
I to be too hot for weaves, so I can't do it. No shade to anybody who does it. I just can't do it because I get too hot. But so you're right. So we just need to focus on going to one platform and saying, hey, this is where black people are. This is where we are from now on. We don't need, because I know people like my friend Jonelle, who's not on here. He'll probably be on here soon because it's been about 30 days. I'm sure he's in Facebook jail because he's always getting reported for stuff that he's saying. It's like, well, what is he saying really? But somebody doesn't like what he's saying, so he's always going to Facebook jail. I know a lot of you guys on here have probably, I've, for whatever reason, never been to Facebook jail, knock on wood.
I have.
Whatever. But, Donovan is always in Facebook jail. And I know a lot of people who are saying, hey, I've just been sprung from Facebook jail, I'm free, whatever the case is. And so it's like, gosh, we need to go to a place where we can be black. Talk about the things that are prevalent to us, and maybe have a little verbal fisticuff without it being, a big deal or whatever the case is.
The only sad thing about that is no matter what we come up with, there's always going to be a Trojan horse embedded into the system.
Right. And we just learn to deal with it. Right. And then Arson says, you added Donovan back? Yeah. He had to learn his lesson. You don't talk about the minister. And so he's been good. Okay. And then so, hey, Nancy says, say Jew Facebook all over it. Use other names. It's okay. Well, yeah. So that's the thing, because they have, algorithms that track certain words.
Right.
That if you say certain things, then, the bots or whatever you will, get on you, and they give you these warnings. Like I said the word coon one time. Somebody reported me. They said, hey, it's not acceptable. You can't say that, and so don't say it again.
For those of you guys who are listening, AI is real. There was a report.
AI is really
There was a report last night where they're saying if you got Alexis and Google Home and stuff, these people are recording what you're saying, and they're getting a synopsis on you based on what's going on in your home and all kinds of stuff. So, if you think that you're sitting there and you're safe, you actually, they're getting information on you.
That's why you get your 1989 Buick and keep it pushing.
Right. If you're into the telephone thing right now, that they're trying to sell everybody these computer car analyses.
Really?
So if you get to upgrade your phone or something, they're saying, oh, we're going to give you this for free, and it'll track your mileage on your car and your maintenance. That's another thing. It gives you free Wi-Fi in your car.
I don't need nobody to know where I'm going unless I told you where I'm going.
But it gives you free Wi-Fi in your car, and that's another device that they're putting there to keep tabs on you and track and take a lot of your information and your conversations.
I'm good, thank you. And then Gina says, on why he never show his face. Can you show your face? That's Donovan. Why he doesn't show his face necessarily is not that he's scared. It's because this screen is really small. And we tried to use a computer, but the computer
camera sucks, whatever the system is.
The camera sucks, and this, that, and that. As you guys can see, sometimes we have little glitches here, so we try to use a bigger computer for whatever reason. It doesn't work out. And so Nancy says, send that B to me. I think you know. You think you know? I think you know him. Who are you talking about, Nancy?
What are you looking over here for?
I'm trying to make sure you stay safe, because she might be talking about you. Okay. My daughter's on here, and she says you did your hair yourself. I'm sorry. She did help me part, and she did these two braids back here. I got to give my daughter credit, okay? She did help me with this. All right. And so, hey, Ronnie says, been following the minister ever since the 60s and the 70s and 80s and so on, and will continue to do so.
Amen.
All right. And so, Nancy says, Master Chief USAF Rendon.
Master Chief. Okay, Master Chief is a naval term, so that's in the Navy. If you mean Chief Master Sergeant, that's in the Air Force, but never heard of the guy.
I don't know who that is either, Nancy.
Yeah.
But do tell. And Al says, I'm a prisoner of your... Nancy says, been twice to jail on Facebook. Yes, Nancy, you're one of those ones too that's in Facebook jail quite a bit. And so I don't know what you guys are doing or not doing, but it's like, gosh, because it's... I mean, less people talking about killing people and all that kind of stuff. It's like, what's the big deal? But then you got people who are like wet noodles. Everything offends them. You know, they're always upset about something. Who I'm going to tell. Why do you need to sit and report people? Just keep scrolling. I mean, unless they talk about you, your mama or something, just keep on going. Like, why do you need to take out the time to get people in trouble? To me, it's stupid.
Well, you would think, to me, it's kind of like those people that say, you're out in public and they say, oh, you need my permission to film me? You're in public. There's no expectations of privacy in public. Or then you go to Walmart and they're just, show you my receipt. All this stuff is training. It's all giving you,
Well, I mean, but it's like, what you gonna do? Like, most people have been banned on Facebook. You ain't went nowhere. Or to say, you know what, forget it, I give up. I'm going to go somewhere where I can have a little bit more freedom. Like, I don't have a Twitter account. I do, but I haven't been on there in years because I had to build it for something. But it sounds like Twitter is a little bit more free than, something like Facebook. And so I don't know.
And they've expanded their characters from 90 to 120. Whatever it is.
And so how much time we got on the podcast?
322.
Okay, and so what I'm going to do, and remind me in 322, we're going to transition over to our second topic because this is huge, you guys. It's a topic that we're going to talk about in just a couple of minutes, is in regards to the health of black men. Now, I know, there's black women who are unhealthy. I'm not saying I'm the most healthiest person in the world, although I do all right for 48. Today, I'm 48, okay? Donaville always like, I thought she was 28.
Right.
I'm 48 today because I'm trying to prove a point. But we are going to talk about the very serious health of black men because it needs to be talked about. And so really just kind of closing this off, you guys, let's try to find somewhere where we can go. As I talked about earlier, we have a site called blagenough.com. There's one called Our Time, spelled HOUR Time Now.com. What else did I say? Black Planet. I don't know. Black People Meet is still a thing. That's kind of a dating site. Yeah. You might be looking for a boo daddy, or, boo thing or whatever. Go on there on Black People Meet and find you somebody. I don't know, but there's black entities that exist. As I said, too, the Nation of Islam, NOI.org, has a place where black people can go and watch webcasts. They have archives. They have books. They have the Final Call stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff you can do on there if you're really interested in learning about things. Of course, there is YouTube. It's not black owned, but there's a lot of black media content on YouTube.
Yeah, and if you notice, if you watch the completed video of Demetria's show, there's always a tag that says Black Media.
Right. Because black media is actually a thing now. Believe it or not, black media exists. Now, it doesn't exist on mainstream like you would see on television as much, but it exists, especially on YouTube. If you guys remember Roland Martin, although a lot of people
he's not black media.
Well, because he doesn't really identify. Yeah, he's not. But he was on TV One. He got booted off for whatever reason. I'm not really for sure what that reason is. But he is also on YouTube, doing the stuff he was doing on television. So black media is a real thing. Obviously, some of it is stupid, but a lot of it is really informational.
Yeah,
and so,
and as far as Roland, we got a minute to go. Roland Martin, he's not black media because his job is to bamboozle us into following the mainstream,
the DNC,
and candidates, Kamala Harris, and certain things like that. And that's why he's so pissed off, and he's been pissed off because he can't find a job with the mainstream audiences because they're like, these niggas ain't even listening to you no
Keep
more.
shucking and bucking, he will. I'm sure he'll get in somewhere.
Somewhere, right?
Right. And so, and then Nancy says, $1 million. Ooh, what you offering $1 million for? And then Al says, what's wrong with Donovan's Wi-Fi? It dies quicker than a black guy on a horror movie. I don't know. It's
Wi-Fi is fine here.
It seems like it's fine here. So, like I said, I apologize for the glitches. But, seems like it's doing okay now.
But then again, it could be the government. So
he says it could be the government. Okay.
'Cause it's fine here.
Right. And then Arson says, replying to Al,